Why, hello there, everybody, and welcome back for more Misscliks D&D Seaborn.
Did you have time to think of a name for our new place?
This is always a crapshoot. Let's see how it
All right,
goes.
read me the options, guys, because I'm making the straw poll.
All right, we've got Floatsome, which is a fantastic name, which I am super in favor of.
Floatsam.
Yes.
Okay.
What else do we have? We've
I
got
there was a damn, where was it? Something about plundered town or something.
I'll put that Plunderton. Should we make it Plunderton?
Oh, it was pillaged village. I found it. Pillaged village.
there's Prosserville, which is
Ooh.
not bad.
Oh, maybe we should all name the towns like something about us, because we have Valutin.
That might be
Prosserville.
nice. Yeah, there's Genevieuville.
Geneville.
Let's see. We've got Tempo
pretty.
Town,
Tempo Town.
Washout Toozy,
Wash out to okay, spell it.
T-O-O, Washout, space
Okay.
Toosie,
Okay.
Ratchetton,
Ratcheton.
New Hot
Why
Sam.
are people?
New Hot Sam.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
I am skipping some of
Cringeville.
these names.
Yeah.
Some that
I thought I saw Tuck Frumpsville.
maybe.
I saw that one.
Cringeville.
Cringe. Oh, my dog just farted. It smells so bad.
Nice.
Ugh,
Seaside
right.
and Shakuris.
Seaside, like Seaside and Shakuris. That's
No,
not
no,
name?
they're two separate names.
Okay. Shakuris is pretty.
Yes.
And okay, last one, Dragon's Bane, because it was also brought up earlier.
Dragons.
Faceville.
Faysville?
Faceville.
Faceville.
Okay, that's enough.
I feel like there should be some that have to do with value, but
Well, I mean, you've got a Volutin and a Valusuvius.
yeah, so maybe this is like Poorsville. I'm gonna add that.
All right.
What
We've
about
got-
something about Barriston?
Baristonia.
Alright.
Baristonia. Alright.
Zoo Nealand.
Oh, that's cute!
Zoo
Okay,
Zoo
hold
Nealand.
on.
Nealand.
Zoo
Oh.
Nealand.
Oh, Neil, that reminds me. I saw something that reminded me of you in.
What'd you buy
in New
yourself?
Orleans. I didn't buy it. I thought about buying it for you, but then I figured that the shipping fees would be ridiculous, and that it would probably get broken, so I just took a picture.
I love the stories that Jen has about like why she buys or doesn't buy things in relation to us.
It's great. It's terrible. I do this thing all the time. I'm just a bad person. Neil was right. I'm a bad person. I saw.
Don't think I've ever said that
Shooters?
publicly.
Neil's
Aww.
with an EI. Just for you, Neil. I took a picture.
Thanks
Those
so
are
much, Jen.
shooter glasses. I could have shipped it to you.
Thanks, yay.
But I didn't.
Oh no.
I'm so sweet. Ah. All right.
The Zoo Nealand, just for edification, is ZEW, like New Zealand,
Yeah.
but the N and the
Ah.
Z switched.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. We can correct it
Okay,
later.
so we can vote now.
Yes.
I voted for Baristonia.
I voted for
I'm
5
voting for-
different ones.
Yeah, I'm voting for a couple too.
Oh, Zoo Nealand is taking off. Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
All right, that's it then.
All right, Zuniland it is.
All right. I pronounce this Zuniland.
All right. The people of Zoo Nealand have gathered around you to see what's going on.
What's going on, guys? No, I don't say that because Maribel will never say that. I just wanted to say it.
Hello, we come from Volutin. How are you holding up after this storm?
Not so great. We haven't seen any ships. Most of our crops were destroyed. A lot of our people are dead. And those that didn't die to storm or starvation were eaten by giant crabs. I don't know where they came from, but they've been
Oh!
everywhere. We
You
had
guys have been
50 or
having the
60 of them
crab
on the
problem
beach the
too.
very day after the storm. Our people fled into the
60?
hills and
How
God.
many?
50 or 60 or
Damn,
something.
your problem is much worse than ours. At least for the crabs. We have other issues.
In the context of crabs, yes, their problem is
Mm.
worse. I would, however, classify a dragon as a bigger problem than crabs.
Dragon?
We are blessed to be in the service of Brimstone the Fire Incarnate, who is on Embershore.
I kind of poke Maribel and whisper to her, should we be telling people this?
If you wish it not, then I shall not.
Okay. Everyone kind of exchanges some awkward, very uncomfortable glances. Well, do you bring food?
Oh,
No.
Oh,
We were hoping you might have some resources for which we could trade.
we have some things. We were really hoping for some food though.
Do we have, because we had like grain and stuff.
That's all unloaded
Um,
into town.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm. What do you have?
We just have some supplies that didn't get wrecked by the storm. Our blacksmith is dead, so we haven't been able to make anything new.
Hmm.
We got some other things here and there.
Do you have any paint?
I think so.
We would very much like some.
Maybe we can give them a little bit of ration. Like, we probably are carrying a little bit of rations, right, Neil?
Yeah, I think you have enough food to take this trip and then head back. So you've got like a day's worth of food for everyone on the boat.
Right, not really enough to trade with.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could cut rations a little bit and give them a little bit of food.
Or we could offer them something that a blacksmith made because that won't kill our crew. And then
Well,
we
we
can
just
go
have
get another one.
dyes. We just have dyes and spices.
Yeah, spices are edible, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've got some spices. It's not food per se, but if you're in a pinch,
We could hunt you some animals.
Well,
Are there any animals left on your island?
pinch of crab,
Some.
right?
some. We've been doing the best we can hunting wise, but to be honest, we've been doing so much that they're getting kind of hard to find these days.
Have you tried eating the crab? They are delicious.
We haven't been able to fight the crabs very well. There's too many of them. Whenever they come, it's 10 at a time, 12 at a time.
My, how are
You-
you still alive then? They
We're-
are fearsome opponents.
We fled. Some people tried to fight, and the rest of us fled into the hills, and when we came back, everyone else was gone.
How
Is
many
this,
of you
all
are
that's
there
left of you?
left?
20, 30?
Do you wish to stay on this island, or would you rather move if you had the choice?
Well, we haven't had the choice up until... Well, we still don't have a choice. Are you offering us a home?
I'm not sure. We could talk to the village, but I'm not sure what you guys would bring in terms of value. Because right now we're also kind of barely surviving. I'm not even sure we have enough food on our side. But we have probably less crabs.
Well, that's
They
good.
could bring paint.
We
Oh, they
have
could
paint.
bring paint.
We definitely have paint.
Yeah.
We have some money that didn't get taken or didn't get destroyed in the storm. We
Mhm.
managed to dig it up afterwards. We've got some tools that were left over. We've got last year's harvest or last season's harvest that we haven't been able to sell because no ship has come through. Do you want to buy that from us?
What is it?
Spices, dyes?
We also have
animal
spices
skins?
and dyes.
But
Well,
they're different, I assume.
where did you guys say you're from? Says the apparent leader.
We're from Volutin.
Volutin?
And the island we're on is
Embershore.
Embershore.
Embershore, yeah.
Alright. Well, he says, looking back at the rest of his group, I think we'd all be happy to leave. Yeah? Yeah?
But they wouldn't all fit on our boat, right?
You could do it in a couple of trips. If you wanted to overcrowd your boat, you could do it in 2 trips.
Now, I don't want to get your hopes up, but it is good to know that you're interested. I'll make sure to ask.
Well, we can bring whatever we want, or whatever we have, and we'll just, as members of your town, it'll be yours.
Yeah, that would make sense. And I guess it makes sense. What is yours is ours, and what is ours is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Same town, same group.
I'm quietly looking at the villagers and contemplating their body mass.
They're pretty skinny.
I
All
look
three.
displeased.
Yeah. They look
Which,
pretty malnourished.
You have to fatten them up a bit first.
I kind of go along the beach, just like along the shoreline while they're talking about these sorts of administrative things, and I look for any animals or things that I could hunt.
Okay. You walk around for a while. It's going to be slow going finding anything, but what are the rest of the party doing in the meantime?
I'm asking them which professions, I'm looking for their highlights. Like, they don't have a blacksmith, but do they have a doctor? Do they have, anything useful
good
or
question.
interesting? Farmers, who are they?
Oh, I keep forgetting that we're supposed to ask you about XP, Neil.
I was just going to tack it into the end of the session.
What if it changes something for this session?
Are any of you close enough to leveling? I mean, it was 600 for everyone. So I
Oh.
don't think that changes anything for anyone.
It does not. So I won't bother with it.
Okay. I'm still not entirely convinced you didn't get XP last time. Just because Jen wrote it on the top of her character sheet doesn't make it true. Because you wrote it in red
just
ink,
because
right?
you don't remember it
Does that-
doesn't make
We
it
all
false.
had amnesia.
That's true.
collectively.
But if she wrote it on the top of her character sheet in red ink, it's always going to be there. Every game, she's
No,
like, we
it's
didn't get
not-
experience
no,
last
no.
time.
It's not on top of my character sheet. It's at the bottom of my notes sheet. So it's the last thing I wrote at the end of the session. And I all write down the date at the beginning. So it's pretty foolproof.
Okay, all right. I'll take it. 600. Write it down now.
Okay. Well, while we're trading, so would you be interested in these unique dyes and spices that we bring from Embershore for paint and money?
Well, how much paint do you need?
Whatever amount to paint the ship, I would think is.
Okay.
It's like 1 bucket.
Well, what if we give you this paint as a gift to better... we're generous and humble people, and clearly you are in need of paint, and as your neighbors, I think we should just give you some paint, because it's the neighborly thing to do to help each other out in a time of need. Right?
That is what I love hearing. And since your gift is so generous, why don't we pick up whichever one of you might be best at foreign diplomacy and bring you back to our mayor to see if there's anything we can do about your situation.
Excellent. Well, I am the mayor here of New Zealand, or Zoo
What's your
Newland.
name?
My name?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for asking. My name is Icy.
Is that icy spelled ICY or AYESEE? Like the famed Dota 2 commentator who works for Good Game Agency.
Oh,
Or-
no, definitely not like him. No.
Or is your name like I.C. and it's actually an acronym for something longer?
Well, I'm not literate, so I don't really know how these things are done.
Or is it like I see? Like seeing?
You know,
word.
I don't know my letters. I don't know how it works, but
Alright.
you can spell it however you'd like. But I'll be back, everybody. Don't worry, I won't abandon you. I'll make sure that I'll do best by our town.
Is there
He
like a
eagerly
little
climbs
girl
up on the ship quickly.
or a little boy somewhere?
Hmm?
So I would look at the little girl or boy, and when he says, I won't leave you, I kind of whisper while looking at them, and I'm like, or will he? Just to the kid. I'm kind of trying to like be sneaky about it. Like if I can just like go like,
All right.
Alright, so we
You
leave.
guys can just do the paint job right here if you'd like.
We do it.
Okay.
do
Sure.
it.
You now have a name painted on the side of your ship. Boom. Done.
I do it because I have artistic ability, so I do it super nice.
And you're also the tallest, so you can stand in the water and paint. Boom. Done. It
and
looks
everyone who looks at
professional.
it is like, wow, that's the most nicely painted ship name I've ever seen.
I see. Is this island known for much? Does it have much left after the storm hit?
We had some animals. We've been hunting them down pretty badly. We had some kobolds. I haven't seen them since the storm hit. Kind of think they all got killed or have gone underground or something. But no, otherwise, it's pretty much the same as every other island, I guess. Didn't you say you had a dragon? Hold on, I think we glossed over this dragon thing.
Are we on our way? Are we like in the water or have we left yet?
I think this is
Well,
right before we're
on-
taking off.
Yeah, on this going on the wayside. Right. We.
I
are-
said draconian as our architecture is draconian.
I thought I heard dragon. I thought I heard
Did you?
something about fire and brimstone.
No, that's correct. I mean, if he's about to come on the island, might as well know what's in it, right? So
Yeah, we
do
can't keep
have,
it from him.
yeah, we do have a dragon on the island, but the thing is under control. We've got it under control, and
You
so far
control a
we've-
dragon?
No, but we've made an
No
agreement.
one can control Brimstone, the fire incarnate, you plebeian!
You're right to be.
Uh.
You're right to be concerned. Of course, we are as well. And while we
We
don't
are
have the
blessed to be
resources
his
to
humble
evacuate,
servants.
well, we don't have the resources to evacuate yet. We are looking into it.
Well, we better still be all together than all scrambled onto multiple islands, I believe. And as far as I know, the dragon has been staying in his cave the whole time, so I don't think he's able to come out of it, to be honest.
Right. We were kind of scanning the islands to see if there were any good hiding locations. Your island doesn't have much forest cover, does it? Or
Mm-mm.
no? Okay.
Well, still, I believe that if we all unite together, we're still a more powerful nation than if we all stay scattered. And if we do need to move, we can move together. And if we decide to stay and make a deal with the dragon, then we stay.
I look miffed because this whole time I was looking at Icy and thinking what a nice little snack he would make for Brimstone the Fire Incarnate. And so now everyone's reminding him about Brimstone the Fire Incarnate, and I'm looking very miffed.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, on your way back at some point, Steve, the slave, tugs on Albert's clothes
Yeah.
and goes, did you talk to them about the thing?
Yeah, we did, actually. And we will be looking into going there. We needed paint first. As you saw, we just painted the ship because it's
Yeah.
weird to come in with
No,
an unpainted
I gotcha.
But I think we're gonna go there right after. At least I'm gonna push for it. I think we should get rid of that black hole issue. And if you do prove to be of value and your sage turns out to be who you say he is, I wouldn't be against promoting you and releasing you from your slave's duty. Maybe you could be the assistant commander of the ship.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. And you could get rid of that nasty collar.
Love it.
All right. That's it.
Cool. So you arrive back at Volutin sometime near sundown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, about how much gold did you have available for trading?
We had a few hundred gold left over, I think. But it's been buried somewhere on the island, hidden, to make sure that it
Oh.
doesn't get stolen.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, so you collected it and then buried it.
Yes, yes. We collected it and then hid it in a cave.
Okay, so you could still bring it if we do the deal. You won't leave it there.
And your people are mainly looking for weapons, tools, I assume, and food.
Food. A new home might actually be nice. And then, I mean, I don't know how you guys turned out after that storm, but we were wrecked. We didn't have food. We lost most of our crops. We lost most of our animals. A lot of our tools were gone. The crabs killed a bunch of people. A bunch of buildings were washed out to sea. All of our ships were
Sounds
destroyed.
much like the same story as us, except our townspeople are very brave, and we have some very talented individuals amongst us. Such as, and I pat Maribel on the back. Who's this brave warrior.
I'm like startled because I was just thinking about something else. I'm like, oh. And I look very satisfied to be noticed.
And
I'm done.
I look at her like, and what?
well, nothing. I thought he wasn't done with his sentence, so I was pushing him along.
Oh, we do have a cleric who has been very useful and heroic, but he's currently down for the count.
And
Thank you for reminding me, Albert.
sure.
I happily settle
Well,
into
as the captain of the ship, it is my pleasure to welcome you aboard.
I'm like, did we make her captain?
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
Thank
I
you,
don't
Captain
remember
Albert.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah. We gotta let her have something, I guess, you know?
All right, you arrive back in Volutin. It is sundown, and yeah.
Before we arrive, I tried to have a side conversation with Maribel.
Okay.
I rubbed some like sleep out of my eyes because I was kind of napping. I'm like, what?
So I've been thinking, those 20 people I feel will be good for our status in town, Maribel, because they're gonna see us as kind saviors, and our town right now clearly is not in our favor. Those 20 people might be the swinging vote we need at some point.
Or Donald the Trumpet may poison their minds against us, and as such, perhaps we should feed them to Brimstone the Fire Incarnate at our earliest convenience to coin his favor.
Well, I mean, if the mayor is about to flip everybody against us, I'm all for feeding the whole town to the dragon, to be honest.
Awesome. I will
So-
help you.
Let's see if the influx of 20 helps us, and if it doesn't, let's get rid of the hindrance.
Or if we want to take a more, well, a less martial route,
Mm-hmm.
we could suggest to the town that this mayor is better than our mayor and use him as the new mayor.
What if we let them create a second town next to our town?
Hmm.
And then in that town, he's mayor, but we're kind of his advisors.
And then our new town, with him as mayor, could attack the old town and kill the dog the trumpet and take all that town's resources.
Well, we can see. I mean, we can bring up the possibility of having two towns on the island, like allied towns for now. See how it goes.
I don't know
Perhaps
anything
we
about this
should-
conversation, but could you remind me how many people we have on Volutin right now?
Isn't it like
Yes.
200?
The population of Volutin is. Come here. You are down to 284 people.
Dang it, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, oh, rumors can be a powerful thing. Perhaps we should start rumors that Icy is a accomplished mayor from far away that can lead the town to prosperity, and see if the people will start to believe it.
Well, how about we just present him to start it off with with a good resume. Let's ask him what he did that was great, and let's just present him that way.
Okay.
Let's sell him to the town.
Okay.
All right. So before we arrive to the city, with Mirabelle, I bring her along, and I'm like, so Mayor Icy, can you tell us your biggest successes as mayor before the storm hit? We want to bring you in a good light to the city.
You know, I'm not much one for politics. I don't really like to put myself out there. They just keep electing me over and over again. I don't even run anymore.
You must be a fantastic mayor to be elected without even trying.
Well, you know, we have a small town. I try and oversee everything and just communicate well with the people and
And
do
you
the
are
best
humble
by
as
them.
well.
You know, I wouldn't say I'm a
Compassionate.
fantastic mayor. I just do what I can. It's
Hard
actually
working.
my side job. I'm a farmer by trade.
Multitasker.
I guess
A people's person, a
Yeah.
representative of the farmers and the
Mhm.
hard workers.
A blue collar.
Well, I mean, all my
mayor.
people are hardworking. It's really
Inclusive.
This sounds like great material for my new song about Icy.
Oh, I would love to hear such a song about a great hero such as this Mayor Icy.
You should
It's
sing it right
it's in the
now.
works.
you guys are
right.
really that's too much.
And,
It's too much.
Was there something special about your town, like a town specialty, you'd say, or any highlights of your history that we should bring up?
I don't really understand what this is all about, but no, I've just done what I can.
We're just
Alright.
looking out for you, making sure that your people have the highest chances possible of getting rescued from that island.
Well, we should
Jamal,
talk about their strengths then. Not I'm just one of them. There's
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah,
we
what
got-
are your town's strengths?
Well, not much anymore. They're mostly dead. But
They
they're
are
dedicated.
For a cause.
They're very dedicated. They're hard workers. You know,
Loyal to the last, as it were.
well, they've stuck together. We've made some new homes out in some of the caves. Although lately we've come down by
Resourceful.
the seaside to catch some more fish, get their fishing going up. We found a couple of nets buried in the sand. It's been great. I
You're
would
good
say
at
that those that
recycling.
have survived are pretty stalwart and they're good. They're good folk. They're strong folk. Gone through a
Alright.
lot.
Let's go talk to our mayor, the Nalda Trumpet.
Ugh.
That's the name.
Okay. The mayor is down at the tavern hanging out with the folks there. And it seems to actually be more of a happy event than you would expect. Maybe not a happy event, but there's some music going on. There's people, clanking their drinks together and having a good time. You see smiles around for maybe the first time in a long time. And the people seem to be doing pretty well as you guys walk in through the front door.
I lurk in the corner, brooding.
Okay.
Hey, Mayor Trumpet, come over here.
Ah, back so soon? How did it go?
Well, we visited the nearby islands. The results were interesting, to say the least. I mean, there's not much left over there because they've been hit by the storm as we did, but we found 20 survivors over there that would probably love to join up forces with us. So we brought their mayor so he could meet you. He's a great man. His name is Mayor Icy. He seemed to be very well loved by his people, a great communicator, humble, came from a farming background. And his towns seems like dedicated, loyal, hard workers.
Oh, well, it's
know.
very nice to meet you, Mr. Icy. As she shakes his hand. What brings you to Volutin? And they begin to talk, and he explains their plight and how bad they have it, and mentions
And I gotta
that
throw in I mentioned the free paint that they gave us. It's nice.
he talks about how their town is really hurting, and they would really like a new home, but you can't just impose on other people. But he gives his speech to her about how the people need a new place and what they can offer and what they can bring. And Donalda nods along and says, well, let me mull over it for a couple of days. I think we can find a spare room for you somewhere so you can stay here. And we'll figure this out. Let me take it under advisement. And then she
When she
looks.
says take it under advisement, as I'm brooding in the corner, I go, you can your mammy. No one sees me, but I do.
Mhm.
I kind of mayor a moment, if you would, in
They
private.
both turn to look to you.
Oh, Donalda.
Donalda walks off with you to a corner.
This isn't really the type of thing that you can take days on, if I may say so. They're getting attacked by crabs, and when we go back, there might be none of them left. If you can't bring them to the village, you should just say so straight up. But if so, I'm sure. I mean, our town has lost a lot of people too.
I don't see it being a problem, but I did wanted to bring it up to the whole population. This is something that, well, the last time we accepted a few foreigners into our ranks, we've had some mixed results with it.
Mixed results, Donalda. Do you mean that they've saved the village a few times?
They have been
I mean,
quite excellent in helping us, but, well, you remember yesterday.
I sure do.
I think this will be a lot easier, and I think the people will be quite happy with this decision. But I'd still like to bring it up to everybody in the morning. Speaking
That's
of
great.
mornings, are you headed
Make sure
back out
to-
again?
Okay.
Are you headed out again in the morning?
If you're going to get it done by tomorrow, then I'd like to begin moving them to the island as soon as possible, since it sounds like they might die otherwise.
Okay, can do. Now he mentioned they had some gold. Make sure you get
Yes.
that and bring it over.
I think that if you accept them, they're willing to share resources. I'm sure you can talk
course.
to
Of
the
course.
mayor.
But there are some problems here with the extra rowers that have been brought on, which we absolutely need. They're not really something we could do without, it seems. That's another 28 people. Plus the 20 people from this town is another 40. That's a total of 48 new mouths to feed without an increase in productivity. That's increasing our town population by 20%.
Really? We lost something like 1,000
Well,
or
yeah,
more.
but now we don't have as many people to farm the fields. We're a little short on production. Now, these new guys, it sounds like are farmers and can help us out, but until the next season of crops comes in, we're going to be a little bit short on food. So maybe you can use this money and that ship and go get some supplies.
Great. We were planning to head down to Coxport
What for?
to get food. They're a major city, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds perfect. Well, thanks, Bruno.
Great.
By the way, you look especially fine this morning. She turns around and walks off.
I give
Don't
a
all be
hearty-
jealous of
Oh,
Maribel.
with you.
I whispered to Maribel, did you see the look she just gave him? This is a recurring thing. I have reading lips. Oh shit. Neil, can I have
Give me
gotten
a
a part of
reading
this
lips
conversation?
proficiency check.
I don't know my check for reading lips. I'll write it forever and ever.
Okay, all right. Your reading lips proficiency check is intelligence -2.
Ooh, so it's pretty good. Intelligence is 17, minus 2 is 15.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 15. Do I roll for it?
D20 plus 15.
She didn't just hear it? I thought it was a public conversation.
No, they moved off into the corner.
No,
Oh.
it's 24.
Yes, you can get about 70% of that conversation. So,
All right.
yeah, you could probably have poked at that very bit at the end and be like, oh, she said blah, blah, blah.
She said he's good looking. I think she's got a crush on Bruno.
Do you say that to me or just some random person?
To you.
Once you say that, I'm like, and then as Bruno comes to rejoin us, I like lovingly put my arm around his shoulder and like lean into him, like kind of rub his shoulder, and then look back at Donald the trumpet and like, and then like keep walking out.
Nice. Nice.
Okay.
Oh, Maribel, what's gotten into you?
Just very glad that we're comrades in arms.
I'm very glad as well.
Do you think
And-
your conversation went well? Is she gonna accept the new people?
She's going to talk to the town about it, but I'm optimistic that we'll be able to bring them in. And I kind of lower the voice, so it's just you two, and they're not food.
Well, in the case that the city doesn't want them to come along with us, we could always have them establish themselves nearby on this island.
I don't think there's much point to having two towns on the same island when we're so wrecked already. We should combine forces. Isn't that something along the lines of what you've been saying?
Yeah, I mean, still better to be on the same island than on two different islands.
I mean, you build two towns, you're gonna have to build two walls. I think the first thing is constructing
Yeah,
a
we'll
wall
see.
to
We'll see
keep
what
the crabmen out and the kobolds.
We'll see. We'll see. All right.
Okay. Next morning, the mayor brings it up to the town, mentions that you guys have gone over to Zuniland and brought back with you Icy and all these things, and ask the town what they think. And let's find out if the town. Do you guys have any speeches to make in favor or against? Actually,
Of bringing in the people?
yeah.
No, I don't feel like giving speeches. I just stand very close to Bruno, the Brunster.
Sure, I'll
As
Bruno
Farnish
Rama?
put
in
it.
favor of them. It
Brunorama.
is in trying times like these that we have to show our compassion to others. They are our closest neighbors, and they suffered through the same storm as we did. And if we had been them, hopefully they'd have taken us in. They have been attacked by crabs, and they're able farmers, and they'll help us out. So we should take them in.
And they're willing to share their resources with us.
Bruno, please make a charisma check. D20 plus your charisma score. Ooh. Okay.
Nice.
The town overwhelmingly votes in favor of bringing the survivors of Zuniland here. Overwhelmingly in favor. Lots of applause, lots of "we need more help in the fields," and that sort of thing.
Yeah, even Mayor Icy is a good farmer. I'm sure he's going to be able to lead, to guide the apprentice farmers through it too.
I heard he is a great leader and a great mayor. One of great repute. One who would never steal money from his town.
Easy there, Maribel, says Donalda.
Says easy. Did she hear me?
Yeah, I mean, you shouted it, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
She says easy there, and I
Easy
say,
there, Maribel.
what is easy for you, Donalda?
Well, certainly not handling you.
This is good.
She's quite a handful, that's right.
A
Absolutely.
handful of what?
Anyway, why don't
Of
we
talent.
why don't we work on bringing the survivors from Zuniland over here, and I believe our wonderful band of travelers has offered to head down to Coxport and bring us back some supplies.
Mm-hmm.
We have?
That's right. So if we have anything that we can possibly bring, or if we know anything about the money, I'm sure that would be very helpful in getting the food over.
Which kind of supplies are we
If you guys could look for that while we ferry the people over from Zoo Nealand, that would be great. I know the money hasn't been that much of a concern, but now we can use it to buy goods and services.
We'll gather what we
Yes.
can.
Yes, we on the boat can use the money, not the town treasury, which has been proven unsafe.
Indeed. And when you get back, maybe you can find that thief, if he or she is still among us.
Maybe we
Yeah.
can. Donalda.
We can definitely look into it while we get back before we head over to the next town. Which kind of
Basically,
supplies
the whole
are
town
we-
is here, right? Or a lot of it.
Yeah, most of the town is gathered.
Which kind of
If any
supplies
of
are
you
we-
know anything about where the money went, remember this is being used for feeding the town. So any bit of information you can give really helps. Thank you.
Feel free to even give an anonymous tip if you have information. You can give it to me. I'll keep it anonymous, I swear. You can trust me.
Okay.
I've been known to keep secrets.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, is there anything else you guys want to do, or should we just fast forward to people boating across?
Yeah, boat.
Yeah, voting.
let's
Boat, boaty, boat, boat, boat. Also, we should bring extra weapons that are good for fighting crab people. Crab.
Oh, the nets
Crab
were
people.
wonderful.
Hmm.
We bring nets.
You know, I think it is actually a very peaceful couple of days. There are no crab encounters.
Darn.
You guys don't even see any crabs. There's no kobolds. Dogface is still missing. Nothing actually happens the next 2 days. You manage to bring the entire population of Zoo Nealand over to Volutin.
I also asked if they have
With
any
their-
paper I could have.
They brought their resources along, right?
They
With the
did,
gold
and you
everything?
can just tuck them into your ship and head out.
Do they have any paper, Neil?
Yes, they do. They have some blank books that have not been filled yet.
Will they give me one as their protector?
Yes, if you ask for a blank book, they just give you a blank book.
Yes! I hug it like really tightly and I'm really excited about it and I say, thank you. Maybe I won't thank you. And then I run away. And then I sit on the boat and I draw my first it's my sketchbook now, and I draw Brimstone the Fire Incarnate
Nice.
in my sketchbook.
Do you
Because I'm
guys
bored.
have any leftover books, literature, wizard books?
There are no wizard spell books lying around, if that's what you're asking for. And I think it is.
Yeah. Any literature?
There's a few other small books that the mayor had in his house that he managed to salvage. They're pretty badly damaged from the storm, but you know, there's a few things.
Oh, so you're into reading, Mayor. I see.
No, I can't read.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh, that's true. You told me you were illiterate.
Hmm.
Well, we have a book club if anyone's interested and if you want to join.
What's a book
It's with
club?
the... Well, it's with Algrant, our cleric, who's currently resting. We started this club where we read books and we exchange books. It's good
Can I
for
be in the book club now that I have a sketchbook?
Do you know how to read?
I can't remember. Let me check. It would be in my proficiencies if I could, right?
It would be. It's a reading and writing.
I cannot read, but I can draw.
Oh, well, you could start a sketching club. That would be another club.
Bruno, would you like to be in my sketch club?
I would love to be in the arts club. We can form one of those, for bongos are also a form of art.
I look very happy with this. I'm like, you are so right. We will have an art club. Too bad Albert cannot join the art club because Albert is in the book club.
That's correct. I don't think Albert is very talented in that regard.
Okay, anyway, we should fast forward to having ferried these people across because we've done like so much playing.
All right. People ferried done.
Do we is it 2 hit points gained whenever you're per day?
It
That's-
is 1 HP per day.
1, okay.
So there's been
how
3
many
days so far that have
Okay.
passed.
All right.
The High Priest tells you that Algrund is doing well, and if you're looking, it should probably be only another 2 or 3, maybe 4 days before he wakes back up.
About how many days travel does it look to go to Coxport?
What's that? That's 12,
And you can assume that we would sail
40.
near the islands to kind of see what they're like, but not
Yeah.
actually go on the islands.
Okay. 67 miles to Coxport, and you can go 48 miles a day. You can go a little further if you really push your slaves. So you can get there in a day and a half.
Okay, call it 2 since we'd probably try to hit all the islands on the way. Just sail near them and like take a visual.
Okay. So yeah, 2 days to get there.
My next sketch in my book is Bruno.
Would you like to ask me to
Does
pose?
Yes. I ask you to pose and I sketch you.
Gladly. Well, on the ship, I majestically do one of those point on the head of the
Ooh.
boat poses.
Nice. Nice. So it's like a general like
Yes.
yeah. I sketch him very majestically. Like super majestic. Like plus 10 to majestic buff.
Okay, give me a proficiency check.
For how good my art is?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, let me check my proficiency really quick. Artistic ability is 11.
D20 plus 11.
Ha!
How much? Oh.
28.
Very nice.
Oh.
Bruno looks
Super
majestic
majestic.
as ever.
Awesome.
Seeing that
Where are you
sketch,
doing this sketching?
While we're sailing.
Okay.
Yeah. Seeing that sketch, I look pretty impressed. I think Maribel can maybe tell. And then I say, well, Maribel, I have to admit your sketch is pretty good. I would even say better than Bruno's magic, that's for sure. So maybe you could do a sketch of me, and maybe I can tell you about the stories from the book club someday.
I do like stories. Your offer is tempting, but then I would have to sketch you.
Uh-huh.
I will think about it. Bruno tells me stories for free with his bongos in art club.
Oh, but he's inventing stories. It's not the same. I'm reading stories from a book. That's very valuable information. It's historical information. That's where the true value lies in life. Knowing your history well.
Well, my sketching arm is tired at the moment, but we will see.
All right.
And why don't we take our last break before you guys arrive in Coxport?
Ha! Coxport.
See you guys on the other side of a break. Bye-bye.